What's up, bros and hoes, whatever floats your goat? It's your boy Relentless, bringing you yet a brand new edition, a brand new episode of Division Builds. Now, in this episode, as you can see behind me, I have a Christmas tree. And whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever it may be, it's a joyous occasion, a joyous season for giving. And as I always do when I go into the dark zone, I give all other players my bullets, whether it be in their back, in their head, their chest, or whatever the case may be. They can have them all. But in this case, and in this build, I will not be giving them any bullets. Instead, I'll be giving them Pokeballs of Doom. Because these things are nasty, and also stay tuned at the end of this build video for a little gameplay demonstrating just how nasty they actually are. So we'll get right into it. Now keep in mind there's different variations and ways in which you can create this build. I could be a little bit more on the tanky side, but as you can see, I'm only at 208,000 toughness and 303k skill power. There's different variations in which you could use as far as vest. You can use vigorous. You can use robust as an extra armor boost by tagging cover, or also you can just swap it out and use a tactician's chest piece and then go for a sturdy holster, which will give you 15% extra armor while in cover over 4 seconds. But since I'm primarily and mostly a DPS player, I was not familiar or do I use this type of build that often. So for me, for tagging cover or sitting in cover is like telling water not to be wet. Usually it just will not happen. But on this build, since I get my skills back so fast, I am able to pretty much run around, and so that way I can stay closer to my teammates and constantly pop down the booster shot. And before we get into the build, let's get into the talents themselves. Yes, I'm running Booster Shot. As you can see, it gives a whopping 157.7k health onto my teammates. Now, if need be, that can easily be switched out to Defibrillator, and I can shoot it over on a downed enemy or my player, and it will revive them. I would only get 131k, and they would get 289k. If I wanted just to go straight overdose, as you can see, I'm healing myself more significantly, but since I'm a team player, I'm not really healing them that much. So for the overall balance, and also for the temporary increase in damage and damage resistance, I'll opt in the booster shot, because if I shoot it down, they walk through it. If they're on their last sliver of health, it pretty much heals them completely and a little bit of an overheal. So it works out quite nicely. Now, I fully tested which works better, the sticky bombs or the seeker mines, and as you can see, with the sticky bomb, it does 492k. Now I have performance mods put into this, and it actually boosts up to 549k, and still it didn't really do too much. I mean, I don't know what Massive has done to it or done with it, but if it becomes down to a choice, whether it be sticky bombs or seeker mines, I suggest always go with the seeker mines. And they are hitting for 100.7k, almost 100.8k. And as you can see, my cooldown time on those seeker mines is 10.1 seconds, and then you have to factor in the 10% skill haste that I receive for the 3-piece tactician set, and then also that's not calculating in the triage when I'm triaging my teammates. So basically that can be brought down to around 6 seconds, so I can get these bad boys every 6 seconds. And the timing on my heal is 17.3 seconds. Excuse me. But also you got to counter in the triage effects, and if I use soda, that also can be brought down to around every 10 seconds. Now let's move on to the gear itself. Now in the chest piece, on this particular one, I have robust, has a really nice electronics roll, has armor, the exotic damage resilience. I don't really care too much about the minor attribute, whether it be ammo capacity here or increased XP, because this is not a DPS build, and I'm not relying on my bullets to actually inflict that much damage. And with only 3,000 firearms, yeah, I don't plan on doing that too often. So more or less, I'm relying on my skills. And then the mod slots, I have 261 stamina, 271 armor, and then the bottom one, 203 electronics, and 253 armor. Now you can easily swap this out with different variations, such as the robust that I have here that has a really nice high stamina roll, and also gives you that increased armor while uncovered by 10%. As you can see, my toughness goes up, but then it drops my skill power by 40k. Now, you can also swap it out for rapid, which is I have an awesome electronics roll on this, and usually it's a toss-up between this one and the other one, because at least with this one, even though I'm already getting my Seeker Mines back like so fast, and then this just decreases my healing cooldown by even 15%. So I'll switch it out, just show you the difference, and I'll add these into my mod slots using the exact same ones that I had before. And see, I practically have the same amount of toughness and the same amount of skill power. The only difference is I won't be receiving an overheal, but by using rapid, I'm decreasing my cooldown for healing skills by 15%. So that should reduce it even further, probably to around 8 or 9 seconds for my booster shot to kick in, so I can constantly be throwing down heals. And also is very dependent on how many sodas that I have that I'm able to drink, and also constantly triaging. And the more you triage and that you're able to, and another fun fact, when you shoot your triage down, make sure that all three, if you're in a 4-man group, all 3 of your other teammates is not directly in it, because therefore it would only proc 1 cooldown because all 3 are in at the same time. It's best to shoot it down on the ground and one at a time pop in and pop out, so that way you're proccing 3 separate cooldown instead of just the one, so that way you will get the cooldowns off even faster. Moving on to the mask, I have another high electronics roll on my mask along with 9785 skill power, and in the mod slots I have 197 electronics and 259 armor. Now also keep in mind, once I'm able to roll better electronics mods, since I have the blueprint, but these are the best ones I can get as far as RNGesus has just completely obliterated me on this holiday season, to where the ones I do get armor on have really low electronics, or I may have really high electronics but really low armor. So, but as things go on and as I find better electronics mods with armor, these will be implemented into this build. Moving on to the knee pads, another good electronics roll, 1221, 1234 armor, nice armor roll, shock resistance, bleed resistance, and the kill XP doesn't really matter. And in my mod slots, 235 firearms and 247 armor. And you're probably asking yourself, why do I have a firearms mod in an electronics build? For a simple question answer, that is just to unlock the other talent on my Caduceus, which unlocks competent in its second slot, where you have to have, I believe, 2834 in firearms. And I barely missed it by only a couple. And so I'll be continuing to re-roll certain things to try to just get that extra 2 to 3. So that way this can also be probably going into stamina and armor as well, so that way I'm a little bit more tanky, but as you can see, I'm really squishy. And then I have 3.5% Seeker Mine damage in the performance mod slot. Moving on to the backpack, to get that extra skill power, got a really good roll on this specialized backpack at 1253 in electronics. And a specialized backpack, if you don't already know, adds 200% of your firearms and stamina to skill power. I got a pretty decent roll on the attribute as far as armor at 874. And in the mod slots, I have 261 stamina plus 271 armor. And in my performance mod slots, I have 4% Seeker Mine damage and another 4% Seeker Mine damage. Moving on to the gloves, Tactician Authority gloves. An excellent electronics roll at 1261. I would prefer to try to find a pair that has a better, higher base armor roll on them. As you can see, this has 908, and it goes all the way up to 1001. So this can be improved upon by at least 93 more armor, which would work out really handy. And I have LMG damage, crit hit damage, and health on a kill. Moving on to the holster, I have another great rolls across the board. Not exactly perfect, but they are very acceptable because they are all over 1200 as a 1219, 1224, and 1242, and have armor on them. And in the performance mod slot, I have yet another 3.5% Seeker Mine damage. So altogether, I'm getting an additional 15% damage on my Seeker Mines. And as you can see, what I was talking about, referring to a while ago, the Caduceus 2874 to unlock Competent. So even though I don't have that much firearms, at least with Competent, I'll be constantly popping skills that this 10% extra damage. Once my Ballz of Doom take down someone, then it's easier for me just to pop them with a couple of shots and completely drop them off. And then I also have Talented. Killing a target reduces skill cooldowns by another 7.5%. So if you're in a PvP fight and you're getting pitched by NPCs from behind you while your team's in front of you fighting against other agents, then it's easy just to pop around, kill a couple NPCs, and then all my skills are completely right back up again. And also on backup, I have an RPK and a military M60, but you know, as it sits right now, I won't have anything unlocked because my firearms are so low. But these get the job done. I mean, it's only 15.3k base, magazine 102.5% magazine size, 5% reload speed, 4.7% rate of fire, crit chance, headshot damage, optimal range, large muzzle, headshot damage, crit hit chance. And as I said before, on your optics and muzzle, the trifecta is having headshot damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. Now, if you can come across the VX1 scope, I highly recommend it because it gives you a substantial chunk of headshot damage. It can range between 17 to 19% headshot damage, and also comes with crit hit damage and crit hit chance if you're so lucky to pick one up that it has those rolled. I've actually found 3 of those in the last 2 days. I gave 2 of them away to other friends because they are that great. And also the Amigo Rifle Suppressor. As you can see, this is a low headshot damage. It also can roll up to 19% headshot damage, which is really well, and accompanied with the headshot damage coming from the large optics. But this build is not based on DPS by no means whatsoever. Now going over to my talents. Of course, I have to have triage, and then also chain reaction, damage multiple hostiles with an explosion to apply 20% more damage from the blast. So I'm doing a heck of a lot of damage because if you actually accompany the 101% damage, 101k that I am doing per cluster seeker mine, and then you factor in the 20% bonus, and then if you factor in the other 15% damage, I'm doing considerably a lot of damage back. But that's my build. There'll be plenty of others to come. But I want to give a shout out to Phantasm26 that helped me go into the DZ last night along with Tim the Toolman and Rabbi Mike. They helped me to test out this build, and they are really much appreciated. So you can find them on the Upper Echelon Gaming community. Give them a shout out. Tell them that Relentless said what's up, and you'll be seeing plenty more of them in videos yet to come. So if you like this video and you want to test it out, it is a lot of fun, but you have to be more aware of your surroundings and pretty much sit in the back, constantly firing heals on your teammates, so that way in turn you're triaging and you can consistently unleash those Balls of Doom between every 8 to 10 seconds. And with that will help out your teammates because it will cause the other players to bleed and also inflict enough damage to where they can just finish them off. Or if there's only one agent that comes out and they continue to grief you, then just let the Balls of Doom do their work and they'll hit them, and there'll be no need to finish him off because he'll fly about 50 feet up in the air like Peter Pan, and that'll be all she wrote. But I'm going to leave it with you here. This is your boy Relentless. Stay tuned for the little extra gameplay at the end of the video to demonstrate some of the things and the shenanigans that ensued in the DZ last night while testing this build out. You guys have a great night, have a great holiday, and we'll see you. Yep. Yep. Haha. Let them go off first. I don't care. I'm gonna sit here and clap. I got my seeker mines out. Yeah, go down, bitch. Yeah, yeah, both of you. Kill him, kill him. Yeah, yeah. How you like that shit, bitch? Fuck you. Yeah, damage all. Here, eat these seeker mines too. He jumped into for a grenade. Seeker mines out. Alright, triage on me, triage on me. I don't know how he got you. Alright, triage on me. Triage on me. Alright, they're running away. Fam, fast travel up to DZ3 checkpoint.